what to do to nurture the appointment before you actually get there on a listing presentation. Because like truthfully, it's like, how do you win the listing presentation? You kind of need to win it before you get there. Like, I kind of want to be the chosen one before I even step in the door to make my job easier in case I like shit the bed on the presentation, right? And most agents are like, I'm just going to do so good when I get in the door that they're going to choose me. And I'm like, no. I'm already chosen before I get there. And I'm going to like have a 90% chance of getting the listing before I even step into the door. That's what I want to do because I can control those variables much more than like me having a bad day on the listing appointment, or like something goes awry and there's like their whole family's there. There's like 10 people in the living room. You're like, oh shit, I'm kind of overwhelmed, right? Like you don't control those things. But I do know what I control. I control the 3 things that I do before I get into somebody's house. So I call this the triple threat pre-listing nurture framework. So there's 3 things that I do before I go into somebody's listing presentation. I need them to know my face, so I'm definitely sending a video. I need them to know that I'm an expert before I get there so that they trust what the hell I'm saying when I get there. And like Ryan was saying, for Conrad's thing, they might not want to hear what Conrad has to say when they've lost money. But I kind of don't blame them. I don't like losing money, and I don't like when people tell me that I've lost money. I want to look at every other angle to not lose money. But I need them to trust that I'm an expert so that when I tell them these things that they don't necessarily love to hear, they understand that like I am an expert, so they'll at least hear me out on it, okay? And then the third thing is they need to know that I'm prepared and that I've done this before. And so this is how I do it. Step 1, I'm going to send some type of video, Loom video or whatever. This was just an old one from BombBomb. If you want to send, so for a Loom video, there's this app called Make It Big on your phone. It just like makes it big on your phone is what it does. It just makes the words really big. So you could say like, you know, whatever the address is, or Colin's pre-listing information, whatever, right? And you can just go like this and it'll show it. So that way you have more of like a visual hook to get them to start the video on Loom, okay? So do something like that, and then I would say what I just said to you guys in a script, introducing myself, etc. Send it, boom, all is good. I see whether they watched it or not. The second thing is, I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of like Sharon's magic whiteboard technique. Okay, so I don't really have a whiteboard, so I just made the whiteboard thing in Canva, which I'm going to give to you guys because it's already a template. You can just copy and paste it across. But with Sharon's whiteboard technique, I love it because it doesn't really matter what the listing is. You kind of do the same thing for every listing to a certain extent, right? Like there's obviously subtle nuances, but like prepping a listing, there's a system to it. You need to know who your buyer profiles are, what you're going to do to activate those people, like what are the school districts going to be, how am I going to get those people through the house, this is what I'm going to do to launch your listing, so like we have to do the photos, the creative, the copy, etc. This is how I'm actually going to launch the listing to the public, and then this is what I'm going to do to privately market it within the brokerage or on an exclusive, and then this is how I'm going to keep you up to date with client communication should we decide to move forward, right? Like it doesn't matter if it's a farm or it's a condo or if it's like a house downtown. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of like the same framework for most of it with like subtle differences. So this is just a Canva template, and guess what you have to do? Fucking delete this and change the address, change the date, change the address, and all of the rest of it stays the same. And all you have to do is take a picture and be like, take a picture. Hey, Claire, just wanted to let you know I've already started to prepare exactly what we're going to do for your strategy. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. They're like, holy shit, I can't believe that you've already started to do all this work. And you're like, yeah, I have to do it for every listing. They just don't know that, right? Makes you look like an expert. They're like, I must have you over on the weekend because you've already started to do so much work for me. You already sent me a video and you've already started to like strategize what you're going to do for me without a commitment. And then, so if you guys want that, there's the Canva template. You guys can just take that and copy and paste it, and you're good for your next listings. Bonus.